Update. I bought my mom a house and paid all the bills, but at a family gathering, she said, "You give us nothing but headaches." Everyone sided with her until I announced that I would no longer be paying for their luxurious lifestyle. Part 2. The moment I stopped, I was suddenly the villain of the story. But the problem with lies is that they fall apart when the truth comes out. And the truth was about to hit her harder than she ever expected. It started with small cracks in the illusion. My Aunt Lisa, who had been one of my mother's biggest offenders, called me late one evening. "Sweetheart, I went to visit your mom today." Oh, she didn't look like she was struggling to me. I frowned. "What do you mean?" "I mean, she just got a brand new dining set, and she was showing off a new gold bracelet your brother bought her." My stomach twisted. She told everyone she couldn't afford food, that the electricity was about to be shut off. Aunt Lisa sighed. "Well, if that's the case, she sure isn't acting like it." It wasn't just her. Other family members started noticing things too, how Mark still had money to go on weekend trips, how my mother had a habit of playing the victim one moment and then posting pictures of herself at fancy brunches with her friends the next. And finally, the real bombshell came when my cousin Rachel called me. "Hey, do you know how much your mom is charging Mark for rent? I heard from his wife that he's only giving her $100 a month." I nearly dropped my phone. $100? I had been paying everything for that house, covering thousands of dollars a month. And the moment I left, Mark, who had a full-time job, was giving her $100. That was it. I had spent my whole life being the family's personal bank, taking on their burdens, sacrificing my own comfort so they could live easily. And now, the moment I walked away, they weren't suffering. They were choosing to act like they were because they expected me to come crawling back. I was done. That Sunday, I went back to the house for the first time in weeks. The moment I walked in, my mother's face twisted into an expression I knew too well, displeasure mixed with triumph. She thought I was here to apologize. Mark leaned against the kitchen counter, arms crossed, smug. I almost left. I took a slow breath and set my purse down. "I want to make something clear," I said, my voice calm but firm. "I am never paying for anything in this house again." My mother scoffed. "Oh, please. We all know you'll come crawling back. You need us." Mark smirked. "Yeah, you're not going to let mom suffer. We all know that." I tilted my head, giving him a long, measured look. "How much rent are you paying, Mark?" The smirk vanished. "What? You heard me." He looked at mom, then back at me. "That's none of your business." "Oh, but it is my business," I said, stepping closer. "You see, I've been hearing some interesting things lately. Like how you've been giving mom a whole $100 a month." My mother stiffened. "Who told you that? Does it matter?" I said, folding my arms. "You've been telling the whole family that you're suffering, that you're on the verge of financial ruin, that I abandoned you. Meanwhile, Mark is giving you pocket change while you're out buying gold bracelets." Mark's face was turning red. That's, I cut him off. "Fair? Reasonable? Because if that's the case, then my money should have been more than enough to last you for years." My mother's mouth opened, then closed. Silence. I let it stretch for a long moment before I spoke again. "I'm not coming back, Mom," I said quietly. "Not to this. Not to being used. Not to being disrespected after everything I've done for this family. I was your daughter, not your retirement plan. And if you can't see that, then that's not my problem anymore." For the first time, I saw something in her expression that I hadn't seen before, not just shock, not just anger. Fear. Because she knew, really knew, that I wasn't bluffing this time. And she had no backup plan. I picked up my purse and headed for the door. Mark finally snapped out of his silence. "You're just going to leave us like this?" I turned back, meeting his eyes. "You left me a long time ago," I said simply. Then I walked out, leaving them to clean up their own mess. And this time, I didn't look back. The silence was deafening. For years, my phone had been flooded with messages from my family, requests for money, guilt-tripping, complaints about how I never did enough. But after that night, it was as if I had been erased from their world. No desperate texts from my mother, no angry rants from Mark. Nothing. And for the first time in my life, I felt free. I thought I would feel guilty, that maybe I would wake up in the middle of the night wondering if I had made a mistake. But instead, every morning I felt lighter, as if I had finally stepped out of a cage I didn't even know I was locked in. I went out with friends without calculating how much I had left after covering my mother's bills. I bought myself new clothes without hearing my mom's voice in my head telling me that wasting money on myself was selfish. I even booked a trip, something I had never allowed myself to do because every spare cent had gone to keeping my family comfortable. And yet, despite my silence, I knew they were struggling. My cousin Rachel kept me updated, though I never asked her to. "Mark is losing it. Your mom told him he has to pay the full rent now, and he's furious." I smirked. "Oh, you mean like a normal adult?" "Exactly. He's been trying to guilt-trip the rest of the family into helping, but no one's falling for it." "Good. And my mother?" She was still trying to save face, but cracks were showing. "She stopped going out as much. She's been telling everyone that you abandoned her, but even Aunt Lisa is starting to question her story. People are realizing she had it good with you and threw it away." That should have made me feel vindicated, but it didn't. Because deep down, I knew that no matter how bad things got for them, my mother would never admit she was wrong. She would rather struggle, she would rather lose everything, than admit that she had pushed away the one person who had done everything for her. And honestly, that wasn't my problem anymore. The phone call that changed everything came 3 months later. I had just gotten home from dinner with friends, something I had been doing more of lately. It felt good to have a life outside of my family's constant demands. My phone buzzed. Mom. I stared at the screen, my heart beating a little faster. I could ignore it. I should ignore it. But against my better judgment, I answered. Hello. There was silence on the other end for a long moment, then a heavy sigh. You really meant it, didn't you? You can click on share and more to see if there is a part 3.